completely busted up. I had the same conversation with another person 6 months ago in a different city. It was a friend of mine. And the tears were so strong, the emotion was so much, I can't go back in there anymore. The integrity, the work atmosphere, the half-truth, the way the corporation is going, I can't go back. I need to go back. I need a job. I need to provide. I know I need to go. But I am in this car and I can't go in. Talk me back in. Integrity is so important. People are watching all the time. It makes it so hard to go back in. And we're all living there right now. All of us are fearful of our jobs and that phone ringing and having to go. My wife Cindy went to work on a Friday with 37 hours of work as a teacher. Monday she comes home from work and she has 27 hours of work. It's hitting everybody. And you would like to have straight answers. You would like to have people saying, you know what, we're all in this together. You would like to have CEOs take pay cuts instead of buying planes with the bank money that the government gave us for bailout, and they're saying, well, I need my Learjet, as employees are getting cut. It affects so many people in so many ways. But the one thing I think it really affects, one thing I think it really, really hurts is lack of integrity affects our confidence in God. Lack of integrity crushes our spiritual heart. People are looking for hope so badly right now. People are dying for someone to tell them everything is going to work out. The financial world has no confidence right now. Our education system, there's no confidence. They are slicing and dicing and cutting this thing up. Political leaders, there's no confidence in our political leaders right now. And there's not even confidence in our church right now, universally. Because we have not seen men and women of integrity lead through tough times. It affects our spiritual life so much. God and Abram walked together. Abram was a friend of God, the father of nations to come. He had all the confidence, if I walk with God, do this thing, his promises are going to be true, and he didn't. It affects your spiritual life. It affects what people see in you. But there is a way to do this. There is a way to live a life of integrity in these dark times, these hard times. The world is looking and craving and wanting answers. Jesus' half-brother, James, wrote in the New Testament. This is from James chapter 3. If you are wise and understand God's ways, prove it by living an honorable life, doing good work with humility that comes from wisdom. But if you are bitterly jealous and there is selfish ambition in your heart, don't cover up the truth with boasting and lying. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For wherever there is jealousy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and every kind of evil. Does that not describe the world we live in? For the wisdom from above is first of all pure. It is also peace-loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and good deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace and reap a harvest of righteousness. See, it's possible to do it. We can be men and women that are humble, that are pure of heart in these dark times. We can be men and women that are not selfish, but are sacrificial. We can be men and women that the world will look to and say, you have something I don't have. Tell me about it. I believe we need to do this. See, because we need to be honest with ourselves. If you're going to be people of integrity, be honest with yourself. I am who I am. This is what you get. Life is what it is. Be honest with yourself. People will love that and be drawn to that. practice living this out. It's not just words. Integrity is not words at all. We can do the word game forever. But integrity is when your actions, your life, and your beliefs all add up as one great, amazing picture. And your confidence is in something beyond yourself. Your own creativity, your own means, all of that won't cut it. Think of Terrell Owens from the NFL. No one will question Terrell Owens' ability to play the game, will they? You want to throw a ball and throw deep and have a guy there? Send Terrell Owens deep and long every play, and he will be there waiting for that ball. He can jump, he can move, he can swerve out of the way. He can do everything he can. He has been on the biggest, best-known team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys. And this week, they released him. Now, Big D's got a pretty big attitude. I mean, they carry themselves with a swagger down there really well. Why would you fire one of the best men in the game? Why would you release this guy? Because they have seen a man of no integrity. And they're tired of playing with this man. He badmouths the coach. He badmouths the owner. He trash talks the quarterback and the rest of the team. When he doesn't get the ball enough, he complains about not getting the ball enough. And then when he gets the ball, he has to shoot his mouth up and talk about how great I am. And after a couple of seasons, it's worn thin. They said, goodbye, we've had it, we're done with you. Yes, you're great, but you're not worth the headache anymore, and you are affecting this franchise. Our integrity as a franchise now being affected by your behavior, actions, living, belief. There's 12 other teams in the NFL that have already publicly said, don't call us. We don't want your headache either. That's integrity that's shot, that's gone. I think God's calling us to something bold, something amazing. I think God's calling us to a day in an age right now in these dark times where we need men and women to stand up and be who they are every day, every week, every year. Men and women of integrity. That we don't bend, we don't break, that we stand firm. And we give people a chance to see God in it. I believe it's like the Old Testament prophet Ezekiel. Dark days in his day. Grim days in the Old Testament. And Ezekiel had a word from God, and he said, I look for someone who might rebuild the wall of righteousness that guards the land. I search for someone who stand in the gap in the wall so I wouldn't have to destroy the land. But I found no one. God is saying that through the prophet. God is looking over the land. Where are you, men and women? Where are you, Church of Jesus Christ, with your integrity and your service and your love and your sacrifice? Where are you, people that are going to be compasses to point them back to my son, who was a man of a high integrity? As we went through that Bible study with Damascus Way, we wrapped it all up. And I said, you know, this guy called Jesus, did he fit all your category, what you're looking for in a man's man? And they all said, yeah. It's possible. It can be done. Are you a man or a woman? Man or woman who's willing to stand in the gap at this time, in this day, in this age, in spite of everything that's going on around you? Can you be people of integrity that will make a lasting impact and step into your divine moment in time? Can you pray with me?